Why has streaming become so popular in the past like 10, maybe 13 years?
Why has streaming become so popular in the last 10 years or so?
Yeah.
Well, all business is based off of the path of least resistance, the path of convenience. As Wi-Fi speeds got better, as it took less and less steps to consume content. We're kind of going that way anyways, with the DVR and how people used to record. Remember, people used to,
Yeah, yeah.
we're going to really date ourselves with this, man. But growing up, I mean, when you're like, I was like in fifth grade, if someone had a DVR, you're like, dang, they're rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where they can record something and go back and watch it. Well, now we have a database that carries all of that. And so each year you see us progressing towards this way of trying to get to a database. We're going to watch the content we want to watch when we want to watch it. Now, that takes away a lot of the magic of our industry, but it's kind of always going this way. Keep in mind, people used to have to go hunt for their own food. Then we get grocery stores, and now we have Grubhub or Uber Eats.
DoorDash, etc.
It's always a race to more convenience. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, dude. I remember when Netflix was like, "Oh, you can order a movie, we'll send it to you." Now, and I was in maybe 8th grade, 7th grade,
Right.
and now it's evolved into a multi-billion-dollar company that produces and makes projects. I'm like, yo, where did that come from? You know what I mean? They
Right.
went from sending movies to old-fashioned DVDs. Now, it's funny we're calling DVDs old-fashioned DVDs to people to multi-billion-dollar company, and Netflix was kind of the spearhead for as far as digital content.
It was, yeah.
Easily accessible digital content. But, dude, I think streaming's become so popular is because, like you said, convenience. A lot of people don't want to go to the theaters. A lot of people want to stay at home and watch movies with their families. Especially, I think COVID, we saw an explosion of Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max like subscriptions because more people were staying at home. Less people were going out to the theaters. And now those same companies are paying for it now because they overhired because they had such a boom. Now you hear about all these tech layoffs of tech laying off like Amazon laying off 10,000 employees and Facebook laying off like 4,000 employees.
Right.
But dude, I think streaming has gotten so popular because it has been never easier to have access to your favorite content. And these cable companies are in trouble. I mean, they've been in trouble, but now all these sports networks have their own streaming apps.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, growing up it was all about DirecTV, Cable America, Charter,
Right.
so on and so forth. Are these companies gonna last?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to transfer that wealth, transfer that money. And the truth is, a lot of these companies always they do last. And what I mean by that is they're moving their money around anyways. So once they see the ship is tanking over here, they have another LLC or another corporation that controls that. Maybe an internet provider or maybe a streaming. They put money into streaming services or stock of streaming service. People who are wise with their money are always moving it to places that are also they're going to bring the most secure return. Just like people are trying to get to more convenience on the consumer side, people on the production side are moving to places that bring more returns. So, whatever happens to the cable people, it happens. I like streaming platforms. I think it's very interesting. I was listening. I had an opportunity to hear his name just escaped me. The last name Hastings, is it? The man who's the head over Netflix as of now, right? Is when Clubhouse first came out as an app, as a social media network, and he did a room where he was speaking. And it was probably me and maybe 100 other people in it. He was speaking about how he's still chasing after YouTube because YouTube has more users, more a higher daily viewership by far.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're the number 2 search engine in the world.
Right behind Google.
Yeah.
Which is their parent company, right? Or Alphabet's their parent company. And so that's interesting to think about. And you and I had a conversation the other day about it's not who knows you in this industry, it's how they know you. And YouTube had a hard time with YouTube Red, and then YouTube Red. They had a really hard time with that. They had a series on there for 4 years called Cobra Kai. It had little traction, and then Netflix ended up buying it. Netflix ended up taking it after they already had 3 seasons out on YouTube Red for years, kept dropping them. Nothing happened. And as soon as YouTube got it, the show went through the roof.
You mean Netflix? As soon as Netflix got it?
As soon as Netflix got it, the show went through the roof.
Yeah.
And you knew Cobra Kai was on YouTube Red.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, you're probably the second person I've heard say that. I'm just like, geez, man. Yeah, it's YouTube Red. One of my friends is a huge fan of the show when it finally hit Netflix. But I mean, it was on YouTube Red since 2018, late 2017, and it hit Netflix during the pandemic.
For sure.
But it was already, all those episodes have been filmed since like 2017.
Because it was on YouTube originally, then it moved to Netflix, and it just blew up.
It was YouTube. Yeah, it was YouTube's leading original series, right?
Yeah.
And so what I'm trying to get at is that's a perfect example of it's not who knows you, it's how they know you. YouTube is having a hard time getting people to watch their long form content in a long form setting, because Cobra Kai is massively successful through Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and YouTube did not want to let that go. They knew they had, YouTube did so much marketing on that thing, and they knew they had something there. That's why they put the show together. YouTube put the show together. They put the cast together. You know, I know this because that client, the lead of the show, is with my same agent, mm-hmm. The kid who, was learning karate. Spoiler alert. So
I never seen a Karate Kid.
Neither have I. Well, I saw Jaden Smith's Karate Kid because this is Black Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen that one in years. I've seen that one too, with Jackie Chan, right?
Jackie Chan,
yeah. Taraji.
No, it was Taraji P. Henson. It was.
Yeah, she wasn't. Yes, I have to think about that for a second. Like I think that was her. Yeah,
it was Taraji P. Henson. Yeah, it was, dude, and she did great. She did really.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's funny because I remember. It's funny how you say it's not who knows you, it's how they know you.
Yeah.
Because I remember when YouTube dropped their first original movie, I can't remember what it was titled, but Logan Paul was in it. This was before Logan Paul became a boxer. Mm-hmm. This was when he was still a YouTuber and an influencer. Mm-hmm. And it was this movie about you take this test in high school. If you fail the test, they kill you. You know, typical dystopian future stuff. Mm-hmm. And I remember they played the trailer, and I'm just like, YouTube's making movies now. I'm not gonna watch this. It looks so bad. And this is like a while ago. So it's like, YouTube, man, you guys are just good for short videos and whatever. I'm not gonna watch your movies. Like I don't think your movies are gonna be good. But this was a super long time ago though, when they first started doing this.
Oh yeah.
But if that same movie would have came out in theaters or came out on Netflix at the time, probably would have watched it because Netflix is known for creating content and
creating cinematic content, right?
Exactly.
And so, I would say YouTube was known as a hub for videos, but there's a difference between a video and a movie.
Absolutely.
Right? And one for one and one for the other. And so, but yeah, YouTube's making great content. You know this because they're on season 3. They're done with season 3 of Cobra Kai. And all those episodes were shot, edited, released for purchase before they had any feedback. They had very little feedback at the time. And that's why Netflix is finally just selling it or whatever. We'll syndicate it or whatever their deal is.
Yeah.
But then they didn't even know how much it's going. Like they knew it was great to them, but they didn't know what was going to happen once it touched Netflix. That's when we kind of realized the power of the two different platforms. Now, on the flip side of that, YouTube got the subscribers they wanted. They wanted paying subscribers, so they wanted. They got it still without even having to use content, which is crazy. With YouTube Premium, they got people just because people want to shut their screen. People want to do other tasks. With YouTube, people don't want ads.
Yeah.
With YouTube Premium alone, they got the same subscription. It's actually a higher subscription rate, more than they would have gotten from all the content they were producing.
I love YouTube Premium. I use it. I deleted my Spotify because now I have YouTube Premium. I can access the music. I can listen to podcasts, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's making a killing for them. That's doing really good for them.
Yeah.
I worked at Red Studios, which is over there in Hollywood. It's a studios that was over where YouTube produced their movies. YouTube Red used to have their I might butcher the name of the studio, but when YouTube Red, it makes their like content. I filmed for them a few times and in Hollywood at their studio, and that studio is kind of in the middle of everything. Really hard to find parking. They're pretty tight on budget, and you could tell they're trying to squeeze like this make this Mona Lisa or Van Gogh style painting with a minimal budget type of thing. They're really trying to hit it big with something with a very restricted budget. And I could tell that production was difficult for YouTube. Like production of like long form content was difficult for YouTube. It's costly because they weren't getting the return they wanted. But if they tried again at it, I think they'll be doing just fine.
They'd be pretty successful. How do you think?
A lot of it's timing, man. It's that build it, they'll come. No one knows when they'll come, but they'll come. That's for certain. I think if YouTube tried to make a series again now, maybe a little bit differently, maybe shorter episodes, I think they could pull it off.
Did they stop making cinematic content?
Yeah, they stopped. I think they shut down that whole like YouTube.
Yeah, so YouTube Red doesn't exist anymore, or is it like something different now?
Something to look into, but they're not marketing it anymore. All they're marketing is YouTube Premium now.
Yeah, dude, that's actually very interesting to hear because it's like YouTube wants what Netflix has, but Netflix wants what YouTube has.
Yeah.
YouTube has all these subscribers and everything, and they bring in so much money just from that YouTube Premium, but they don't have the cinematic content. But Netflix wants all of YouTube's subscribers because they've been losing a lot of money lately because of a lot of people are sharing their Netflix passwords, and now they're starting to crack down on that as well. With so it's
if Netflix wants to live. Sorry, second Jeff. Netflix wants to live. It has to do what Adobe's doing. We talked about that.
Yep.
As painful that is for the consumer, if you guys don't know, and hopefully Adobe's not watching because Adobe's gonna be hyped up. Adobe's like restrictions on sharing passwords, Adobe's like price points are through the roof ridiculous. But that's how they operate their business. And Netflix is kind of, as of now, it looks like it's more laxy-daisy with it, and you just can't be that way because production costs a lot, and you guys are producing a lot.
That's true. And Netflix is coming out with an ad version of their streaming platform. Yeah, they're coming out with an ad version. You know how Hulu has different tiers? Netflix is going to copy that same model and do the same thing, just so they don't have too many people sharing. They don't want 4 people leeching off of one person's password, like Netflix account, because that's like $100 that they're missing out of per month, and that's what a lot of people are doing. Yeah, I'm doing it, and never mind, I'm not going to snitch on myself, but yeah.
Anyways, before we're telling ourselves, guys, this is Black Hollywood.
Yep.